One person. Tokozani, Kindred, hello. Please say hi as you come on. Let me know. Hi, Agnes, Togoza. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello, hi, Nikona, Patsimo, is it Patsimo, ne? Longele, Mase, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. Notile. Hi, Nana. How are you? I know this one. This one is very close to my heart. I know her personally. Lindy, we ninjani, Tokozani Karabo. How are you guys? Tokozani, I'm sorry for the late announcement, but I didn't know whether I was actually going to be able to do this live today because I got home yesterday and I have been awake since 2 since 2 a.m. jet lag. It's 2 p.m. my time now. I know it's about 8 o'clock your time, so you guys are getting ready to, round off the day and get ready for bed. My body is telling me that I should be doing the same, getting ready to sleep, but it's only 2 in the afternoon, so I'm trying to stay awake as much as is possible. Duchess Ninjani, Togoza Ndlovukazi Zamo, Vuyokazi Teboho, Banele. Let me just say this. I had an amazing time in South Africa. It was so wonderful to meet some of you. The family continues to grow. The more I come and more people I meet, I was blown away. The love you guys have in your hearts. My biggest prayer is that you can extend this love to one another and let's heal, let's build each other up as Indlovukazi, especially because kahle kahle, it's us or nothing, right? We are the ones who really, really hold the key to getting things sorted out. Somebody said to me the other day, she was feeling very upset, and she said to me, "Haibo, kahle kahle, we are not the ones who messed this whole nonsense up. Why are we the ones who have to clean up the mess?" And I answered the best way I knew how, and I said, because we are the only ones who are able to. So I really pray and hope that you guys are taking your journey seriously in Ndlovukazi siyadingeka, like we are necessary, like we are absolutely necessary and we are needed. So it was just such a wonderful time. For those that I was able to meet personally, there were some people I know I intended to have a one-on-one on, but time just was not on my side. Plus, I also got sick while I was there, which, it comes with the territory. Did a river cleansing, got sick, the usual story. So, but ngiyaxolisa, and when I come home, when I come home, I will make myself totally available again. But otherwise, South Africa, you are amazing. You are just too good to me. Thank you for the warmth, the love. Even those people I didn't meet personally, just communicating and knowing that I was on home ground is everything. Sandy, so thank you, Stando Sami, for saying that. Although I do not feel that way. Ngikhathele, I'm exhausted. Tam, how are you? Togoza, hlengiwe, ke khatso, I'm going to learn that name. Tumi, how are you? Mbuthumelo ngizokuthi ngutumi. Ma ungafuni untshele ukuthi ubizwa ngabani. Lebo, how are you? Thank you guys. So, while I was in transit, we had the new moon energy. And I know that just before I took off, I had posted about the solar eclipse that was happening. And unfortunately, it's just the way it is. The solar eclipse could not be seen in South Africa. I was looking up where exactly in the world it could be seen from. South Africa wasn't one of the places. Otherwise, I would have given you guys a time to try to see. But I think, this is the last day with Unom Kubulwane, meaning in her season, right? The season from the 23rd of March to the 22nd of April, right? That is the season of uNomkhubulwane, right? I'll set all the assets in the house. If you're born in that time, I'll set you are uNomkhubulwane. But I wanted to come on because I thought to remind you once again that although her season is over, we are still in her time. Does that make sense? Remember, I said to you that in the southern hemisphere, the sun is now here in the northern hemisphere, right? And so we are left predominantly for the whole of the winter in the southern hemisphere with the energy of uNomkhubulwane. So although her season ends today, we are in her time, meaning that all that internal work that we've been talking about doing, and that still continues, because winter is a time of going inward, less of the physical activity, more of the inner work, and more of the manifestation work too. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. You cannot do manifestation work if you're not fully healed, because not being healed lowers your vibration and therefore affects your ability to manifest or to build in the spiritual realm the things that you want to see manifest in September, in the new year, right? When Umvelingangi or Asa Umvuseleli comes back to this part of the world, or that part of the world. I'm here now. Talk about badness. So if we are on the same page with that, if anyone doesn't understand that part, please let me know if it's not clear, and I'll clarify it. But kahle, we are still in the time of uNomkhubulwane. We are in the age of Aquarius on top of everything. And with the new moon energy, we're just coming out of the new moon energy, but you still have a moment. This is the time to set intentions. What does set intentions mean? It literally means we're starting the new moon, right? Tomorrow we're going into the season of Anpu, who you will be explained about as time goes on. Umqaphi Gazi. That is the season that we start out tomorrow. But I want to stay with uNomkhubulwane for a minute. You guys have probably figured out by now that I'm obsessed. The thing is, I'm obsessed. If you like, I'm obsessed with me, right? I'm obsessed with us in Ndlovukazi, because we're a manifestation of uNomkhubulwane kahle kahle. But I'm more obsessed or interested or amazed by her power. And I, in South Africa have experienced it personally, this magic, if you like, this ability to do things. And if you remember, I think, was it a post I must have put up where I was talking about uNomkhubulwane, and also the fact that uNomkhubulwane, Master Magician, is also a shapeshifter, meaning ukuthi uNomkhubulwane can take on the form of different animals. And what does that mean, though? What does that mean? Well, if you are an extension or a projection out from the causal plane of uNomkhubulwane, it means you too have the ability to shapeshift. I know that you're probably thinking, this is far-fetched, but it's not. It's not far-fetched at all. There are people who are doing these things, not because they are doing it just for a show of power, but because there are times, and there will be times, where you need to be able to either camouflage who you are because of your role, or you need to be in a particular place at a particular time and hear certain things that we need on this journey to liberating Bagwantu. I have this urge to just say, guys, please go deeper with your healing, go deeper with understanding who you are and understanding these spiritual principles, because we need you so badly. And we need you understanding and knowing, and we need you in your full power. And so back to the issue of healing. Something came to me yesterday on the flight, actually, which is why I was like, oh, you know what? I need to do a live just to close this out, which is this. There are too many of you who are focusing on what other people are doing on their journeys. There are too many of you who are wasting precious time looking left and right and trying to figure out what other people's journeys look like. Please don't do that. Please do not do that, because we do not have that kind of time. What you need to be doing is focusing on your own inward journey and your own healing. Please, 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 can you do that? Do it for yourself, do it for the collective. As long as you are not achieving the things you want, as long as you are not in full alignment with yourself, with spirit, and with other Indlovukazi, you are actually going to be dragging the energy down for all of us who are really trying to push ahead. So if you understand your individual responsibility to self, your individual responsibility to umoya, and then your individual responsibility to the collective, you will take this journey seriously, please. Ne? Do the healing work. Right now, we seem to be locked in a gridlock with the masculine and the toxicity and everything else. Please, where possible, can you filter that nonsense out? Let's work on ourselves. Let's not worry about what men are doing or not doing, because kahle kahle, it's us who need to get us right. They have a duty and a responsibility to get themselves right. And if they don't, that's not our business. We need to be found ready, right? And I know that may be hard for some of you if you are existing or living around toxic males. But there are so many ways in which you can keep focused on your journey. There's so many ways in which you could partner with your sisters to make sure that you're always encouraged. Even if in the home it's toxic or at work it's toxic because of toxic masculinity, you know what? Surround yourself with sisters who uplift you so that even when you need to go into these toxic spaces, you will be protected. Phahla before you go in and ask for protection. Phahla so that your energy and your aura is protected, so that you stay high vibrational wherever it is you find yourself. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. This is a practice, guys. Spirituality is practical. It is not about sitting here and listening to me tell you things and then you go off and you say, oh, that was great. That's a motivational speech. I'm not here to do motivational speaking. I'm here to teach you and empower you and keep reminding you to practice. Ukuphahla is really, really important. Talk to uNomkhubulwane. People do this in different ways. There are people who find it difficult to speak out when they phahla. Your emotions are all that's required. So even if you speak internally, you are heard because of the emotions you're putting into whatever it is you're speaking internally, right? Just because you're not using your voice does not mean you're not speaking. Do you understand? Right? You can speak without using your voice, and that's perfectly acceptable. Especially if you are partnering alone. You can write things down if you have a hard time even speaking to yourself. Get a pen and paper and write. It's the emotions that we're looking for. Your energy in motion is what you use to connect and to create resonance between the cosmos and yourself. So do whatever it is that you need to do, but please phahla. And phahla for this new world we want. Phahla for Black unity. Phahla for this collective healing that we need. Because we're not going to be able to do it on our own. Phahla for your own healing. You know, the 42 laws of Ma'at are essential to memorize. Why? Because when you memorize them, you activate your DNA memory. They're already in you. And therefore, when it comes time to call upon them, it is not a far-fetched thing to be able to listen within and know what the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do in a particular situation. And remember, we're not talking right and wrong in terms of morality and what's written in that book that people are so obsessed with. No, that's nonsense. We're talking about what feels right based on these laws. Yeah. Why do I say that? Well, because one of the things that is very critical to our journey is that we don't do turn the other cheek, because that's not balance. That's like stupidity. Somebody slaps you and you go, oh, okay, slap. I know that's what that other thing teaches us, that other space. I'm not going to say what it is because then they come after us. But I'm talking about balance. The universe seeks balance. You guys have heard of the word karma, right? Karma will come because what is karma? Karma is you do something at some point, it's got to come around and be fixed, right? So that's where we are at. Understanding the laws of Ma'at that are within you. And because we've forgotten, we have them written externally as 42 laws. Input those into yourself so that you can trigger your DNA memory so that you can start living it. Yeah? Very, very important. Please watch your toxic behaviors. I said to you guys when I was talking about the eclipse, and I'm saying it again because we have the lunar eclipse coming up on the 5th of May. So, and this is it. If you are not going to do the healing work, if you're not going to pull yourself up, if you're not going to chastise and kuza yourself, Spirit is going to force that on you. How? It's going to be other people who are now going to start pointing out your weaknesses. There's nothing more embarrassing or more painful than to have people literally being a mirror to you and saying, hey, when? Gunji. Right? Do this work yourself. Don't wait until, because it's going to happen. It's already happening to some people. You're going to be embarrassed, be it in the workplace, be it wherever, where you're now going to be called out externally, whereas you could have fixed this all for yourself. Because whether we like it or not, we're going to have to come right. We are in that time. This is no messing around. And all of us, all of us, yo. All of us, Umoya is no respecter of persons. We are all expected to grow. We are all expected to heal and to do the work. So either you're going to be forced externally to do that work, which is really uncomfortable, or you're just going to get to it yourself. Yeah? Somebody says, Togoza Gogo, help me. I don't know what to help you with, Nana, so maybe you can message me and ask privately what it is you want help with. Right, so I just thought I'd come on as a way of saying I'm back on this side of the world and to remind you guys, please utilize these moon phases. Utilize these moon phases. They are very important. So new moon, new intentions for the rest of this month. What are your intentions for the rest of this month? Right? Write them down, these intentions. And remember, they don't involve external activities. So don't say my intention this month is to start a new business. You get yourself into trouble. Remember, the way we live is we live by a calendar and we live very much in tune with nature. So this is a time of hibernation, going inward. No one is out there plowing fields to plant wheat and things like that. Or is wheat a winter crop? I don't even know. Well, help me. But you understand what I'm saying. Winter is a time for going inward and quiet and hibernating. Also, here's another tip. Watch how you're eating, guys. Try to look for seasonal foods. What are seasonal foods? This time of year, pumpkins, butternut, a lot of leafy green vegetables, because we need leafy green vegetables because of the chlorophyll. The chlorophyll in leafy green vegetables pretty much resembles the molecule of blood, right? So we need that green stuff as 9 ether beings to keep us healthy and to keep us energized, actually. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. If you can, drink ionized water. We call it hydrated water, either coconut water if you can get hold of it, or Himalayan pink salt. Put a few drops in your water. Himalayan pink salt is basically minerals. It's not just sodium. It's not just sodium chloride, right? Which is basic table salt. Himalayan pink salt they are minerals. So actually is sea salt. But guys, I'm not talking about drinking salt water. I'm saying just take a few crystals and dissolve it in the water that you drink daily. That'll keep you hydrated and in balance, because that also helps you spiritually. Everything that we do, from the food we eat, from the things we watch, from how we sleep. Sleep is very important. If you know that you're somebody who does not sleep adequately, please try to get adequate sleep. What is adequate sleep? I'm not going to put hours on it because I don't believe in that nonsense. The kind of sleep where when you wake up in the morning, you wake up feeling refreshed and you wake up naturally, right? That is what is adequate sleep. In other words, if you go to bed at say 10 o'clock and you wake up at 5:30 in the morning and you're waking up and you're refreshed, that is adequate sleep. Why is this important? It's important because your body does its best healing. In fact, your body heals itself when you're sleeping. That's why your spirit doesn't sleep, as we know, because you go walking around and dreaming and meeting people and time traveling, right? Spirit does not get tired, but this physical body does, and it does need time to recuperate. That's why sleep is so important. So please make sure you're also getting adequate sleep. Yeah. So proper nutrition, adequate sleep. Watch your hygiene in terms of the things you are watching and you're listening to. This is a good time to read and to think and to learn and to acquire knowledge while you're manifesting as well. And when it comes to what to read, my gosh, I've put some books up here about things you guys can read. Try to get some of that stuff. If you can't, I have PDFs. I've got a bunch of PDFs on different things that you guys could take up and start reading during the season. It'll help you in understanding some of the teachings. It'll help you in understanding some of the, say, Kemetic science, because really everything in spirituality is science. And so, Emakosini Gogo, how do you manage to get enough sleep when you wake up after you get messages in your dream? That's very good. I have a tendency to wake up after that, but I go back to sleep. The thing is, when you wake up after getting a message from the dream, I guess it also depends on the type of message. If it's a disturbing message, maybe you can't go back to sleep. But generally, I dream, I wake up, and then I can go back to sleep. And there are people who need to wake up and write the dream down. That's okay too. I'm sure you're not getting those kind of dreams every single day. So on the days you're not getting those kind of messages, sleep. If you have a weekend or whatever, lie in. Allow your body the time that it needs to recover. So sleep. I know that we are living in an age where people will tell you that, oh, it's laziness to sleep. It's not, actually. That's like the best thing you can ever do for yourself, is to get adequate sleep. Because when you don't get adequate sleep, number one, your body doesn't have time to repair and to heal itself. Number two, your immune system doesn't have time to repair and heal itself. And so you get prone to infections like colds, especially now in the winter season there. If you're not getting adequate sleep, don't be surprised if you get easily infected with flus and colds and things like that, right? The other thing too is when you don't get adequate sleep, it affects your cognitive ability. It affects your ability to focus. It affects your ability to think. It affects your ability to remember things, actually. When I'm tired, I find that my memory is a mess, right? So please do get adequate sleep. Don't feel guilty for sleeping. Don't ever feel guilty. And if you're sleeping most times, because your body needs it. Many of us have a sleep deficit, and that's the thing with sleep, is that at some point you got to pay that debt. You've got to catch up on that sleep. So please get adequate sleep. Jehuti, I see you. Togoza Ketla. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, love reading, would love some. Okay, fine. I will put up some lists that I have, and then see if I can. How am I going to get these PDFs to you guys? Would I be able to post a PDF on my page? I don't know, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe through Messenger I'll hand out some PDFs for people who want. Google, speaking of dreams, for the longest time since I was young, I've been having intense fear of water. Okay, please don't ask me to interpret dreams here. That's not what this is about. I don't do dream interpretation off the cuff because I need the context. And most people don't know how to give context. People say, I dreamt that I was in water and I saw a snake. Okay, maybe you were watching too much National Geographic. I don't know. So we don't do that because it's irresponsible. I wouldn't even try to hazard a guess. Togoza. Right. So yeah, I think have I pretty much covered everything. So basically what I'm saying to you guys is please stay close to uNomkhubulwane. Stay close. Stay pahlad up. You know, pahlanin. Even as we bring in a new principal, we are still in the time of Nomkhubulwane, right? She's the one who's holding it all at this time. That is winter over in the southern hemisphere. Then the other thing I wanted to announce too is that I am going to start getting ready to work with those people who are in the diaspora, who want to go to Enzalo to celebrate the new year in September. So if you know that you are American, you are in the UK, you are wherever, and you are interested in making a pilgrimage in September, some people have already expressed interest. We're going to start putting a program together now. What does a program look like? First thing is we need to make sure that everybody gets tickets as soon as possible to make sure that we get a good price. Then I need to know numbers because then we need to do block bookings in terms of hotels or guest houses for the number of people who will be coming. So that work starts on Monday. So if you know that you want to join on this amazing pilgrimage, and I'll post some videos to remind people of what it was, because I know that a lot of people have not come to these other cardinal points in between because they're literally saving up their pennies for the new year, which makes sense because I think the new year and it's going to be Enzalo Elanga, for those who don't know. That is where the oldest stone calendar in the world is. That is where the calendar upon which our calendar is based, the calendar that we use as Africans, is based there. So it is an ancient sacred site. It is absolutely magnificent. I have been there once. I was led there. It had nothing to do with the new year because I went in April 2022. So yeah, and that's that. What else is there to share with you guys? Also, people in the diaspora, I brought back a whole lot of goodies from South Africa. I know people asked for anks. I know people asked for jewelry. People have asked for crystal bracelets. I have all that stuff. Give me time to organize myself and I will be posting what I do have here. The power of Nomkhubulwane, always looking stunning. Gogo. How? Siyabonga. I thank you because I don't I don't feel that way because I'm tired, but ngiyabonga. Sibonga umoya. Thank you so much. Mbandlo ngulanyanza. Yeah, Lanyanza. Magongo. Lanyanza. I don't know. It sounds Zambian almost. Zambian? Angazi. But anyway, siyabonga. So let me see any questions you guys might have. Let's address some questions real quick. It was a short lesson because, yeah, I'm not fully there, but I really did want to come and touch base with you guys. I'm going to be teaching a lot here, a lot, like a lot. So here's to some fun times teaching on different things. But any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Teboho unjani. Yomini, how are you? Nice to meet you. If there are no questions, guys, should we shut it down? Somebody has backache. Yo, who here has backache? Because you're angry. There's someone here who's got backache and I'm picking it up and you're killing me. It's your sacral chakra. Just so you know, what is causing your backache is that there's some imbalance in your sacral chakra. Please, how to fix this? Try to get Try to get, God, you see, I'm blanking because I'm tired. Please try to get a crystal for your sacral chakra. Get a good sized crystal, cleanse it, and then every now and then just lie on your front and put this, either put it on your pelvis, just below the belly button, or put it on your back. But yeah, backache is and it's spiritual. There's nothing, just to let you know, there's nothing wrong with your back. Your spinal cord is nicely aligned. There are no discs out of place. Your backache is spiritual. So please try to heal that. Yo, I want bulala shit. Oof, yo. Somebody's asking, please also upload. What must I upload? Please also, please also upload on YouTube. Oh, wonder. Yeah, ngizayenza. I know, right? I should. Ish. I have saved some of my videos here and I will upload. The thing with YouTube is, because I'm talking to you guys here, sometimes I feel like it just becomes so silly to upload something where I've been interacting with other people somewhere else. But you know what? I'm just going to do it. And maybe, you know what? Also just teach other content on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. I love the way you guys keep me challenged, because I did start, remember, I started when I got shut down here, and I started on YouTube, and then and then I stopped. But I need to start as many platforms as possible. No, don't worry about the backache. I'm just picking up someone else's pain. Here. Kunomuntu la oh, fix your back. Cynthia, how are you? Ntumba wakamguni ninjani? Lulama ninjani? What type of stone? Oh, I'm blanking. Literally, I'm blanking. I know all my crystals, but my head is just empty right now. I'm that tired. I will. It's there somewhere on here. It's there somewhere. But under this video, I will post a little picture with the different stones that you can get. Yeah, what else? Phumzile nguwe ngizwisa ubuhlungu. Is this you? Are you the one causing me? Yo, because it's intense, hey? It's really intense. I was fine before I came here, and now you've infected me. Yeah. Yes, she's. Anything else that we can talk about? Any questions that you guys might have? Wouldn't Telegram work for PDFs? Yo, please. You know, see, I'm already stressing. I have Telegram, but how do I know who to give it to on Telegram? How do I know? Yo, guys, it just means I have to learn new technology. Yo, how can I balance my testicles as a man? Ow. Okay, so what do you mean balancing your testicles? Because that's, I mean, it's a legitimate question, but I don't quite understand what you mean. What could be going on with you? Because that whole reproductive area, right, guys and girls, in both men and women is affected. It's called this. It's affected by it's the sacral chakra, which is the chakra at the base of your, not the base of your spine, but the one that aligns with your reproductive organ. Is the same in men and women, and usually it is healed exactly the same way, using crystals. You can use sound healing. There are different sound frequencies that match each of those chakras. And if you have iTunes, because I don't know where else you get these, but if you have iTunes and you search chakra healing frequencies, there's an album that comes with the different frequencies. I use it when I do energy healing on people. So I use the stones, but there's also this frequency music playing in the background that's associated with each one of those chakras. Each session is usually about 45 minutes. I try to make it longer if possible, because the longer the stones are sitting on someone, right? Remember, it's all about energy. It's all about frequency. So then these stones are able to emit the frequency that does the healing a particular chakra. And usually it's also to do with the organs surrounding that chakra. So like I said, the sacral chakra is associated with the reproductive system. That's your fallopian tubes, that's your ovaries, that's your uterus, that's your vagina, anything to do with that. And men is the counterpart on guys as well. And YouTube has chakra videos. Yes, there we go. There's a plug. Somebody said YouTube has lots of chakra videos. Get yourself over there and take a look and see. And see how you can help yourself. Any other questions? I've just been rambling without reading. Una, my question, it's me, Gogo. Last night I had a running tummy. Running tummy. What does a gifted child have to encounter? Why does a gifted child has to encounter many bad and detrimental things? You see, I'm going to answer that question because, well, there's nothing else I see. But here's something that you may not know about this channel, Kanyile, which is that we don't use negative language here. And I'll explain why. There is a narrative out there that that looks at ancestral giftedness or spiritual giftedness as a burden. Therefore, the language around it is actually very negative. It's about hardship. It's about why do I suffer? And what that language does is it induces self-pity. It induces low vibrational emotions. And once you vibrate low, usenkingeni, because number one, it sets you up very much for witchcraft. If you want to be targeted very easily as a spiritual child, stay low vibrational. Stay low vibrational, stay in fear, stay in anger, stay in frustration, stay in self-pity, stay in those negative emotions. It's like you're putting a bullseye, a target on your back. Number one. Number two, being negative about something that is so special. Yes, it's hard. And we're not saying it's easy. It's hard, but there's no need to be negative about it. If you are born chosen to do something, and being negative is not going to take it away or change it. So you may as well embrace that this is your life. This is your purpose. And then do the necessary things that you need to do to get through it. Many of us as healers or spiritually gifted people have had a hard life because how are we going to heal other people? How are we going to help people when we ourselves have not experienced what people out there are going through? So the key to having what I would call a positive experience with your gifts and your purpose is to embrace it. Please surrender to the fact that you're gifted and then work from there. As long as you're resisting and you're fighting it, you are going to hurt yourself and nobody else. And this thing that people have, oh, the ancestors are smiting me, my ancestors are mean. I had somebody who said, you know what? Why do I have to do anything for my ancestors, considering that they do X and Y and Z? And I'm like, you see, already you're off on the wrong foot. Number one, you're being disrespectful. And then number two, most times, and I've said this, your ancestors are not out there to punish you. They are trying to get your attention. If you can imagine that you might be the first person in your family for centuries who's actually become aware that they are gifted and has the ability to do something about it. Imagine how many ancestors have been waiting for a time such as this to have one of their own finally say, okay, I'm accepting. So sometimes it gets intense because there is an intensity because they want things fixed so that they can kupuga and find peace. And when you allow that and they get that peace, that's when your life starts to open up. So please stop these narratives. I hear them on other people's, and healers are doing this. Like practiced healers who should know better are talking in this negative way. This Lozumda will do this to you and knock you out. This one, yeah, guys, you know, it's actually very, very, very destructive. Because then the attitude around our spiritual giftedness is not a sense of pride, and it's not a sense of, you know what? The shamanic path, the path of a healer, is never easy. But it is what we are called to, and we are proud healers. And we are proud, we embrace this, and we're going to do it. That way, you will you change your perspective, because you're not going to be able to change this situation. So what do? You change your perspective on it. I hope I've answered your question, and I hope any other people who had this kind of issue are now seeing things slightly different. It's really important. What else is there? I'm scared to buy crystals online. Hardly tell original and fake. You know, Wanda, I actually agree with you. It's very hard to tell fake or not. And China is producing a lot of crystals. Yeah, ne. So yeah, if you can get to a crystal store, that's the best, because you can actually also, you know, I have this thing, and I mean, maybe it's just me, but I know a lot of people do this, is that I like to hold my crystals because I can see 2 rose quartz, and then there'll be one that I'm really drawn to. And just by picking it up, I can feel, "Ooh, this is the one I want." It may not make sense, but that's just how I work with my healing tools, if you like, is how I use them. Even Spotify has frequency music. There we go. So guys, Spotify, you can get frequency music, iTunes. I'm sure all these streaming platforms will have it. What else? Gogo, which chakra is affected when one is addicted to food? That's your root chakra. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to laugh at you like that. I'm not laughing at you, but because, well, look, you're talking to a former food addict. I still think I have a bit of a food addiction. I love food. Yeah, that's your root chakra. Your root chakra is anything that's material, right? Your root chakra is your food, your you know, your monies, and usually the fears and insecurities surrounding that. So the root chakra does need healing too. I mean, it needs healing, period. Because otherwise, that thing, that if that's not healed, if you have issues around money, if you have issues around food, you have issues around, say, even your body, your physicality, am I fat, am I thin, you know, am I ugly, am I beautiful? That's all root chakra stuff, and it really, really needs to be sorted out, because it does affect how you vibrate, and therefore affects every other aspect of your life. Ne? What else is there? Makosini, when are we manifesting for the new season? When we are manifesting for the new season, what would be a helpful practice during the process? I've actually done a live on that. You can ask these guys here. There is a live, somebody, I've forgotten the title of the live, but I literally did an intensive live on ways of manifesting during this time. Mbando Musimanyene Andile. Yeah. So done. And you can look it up here. It's not too long ago, actually, that we did this. What else is there that we can talk about? All right, guys. I think that for a hello, how are you reminder to keep working on self. Have I covered everything? You guys good? If you guys are good, I think I'll say goodbye for now. And I'll be back. Hello, Gogo. See, is this a question? Oh, thank you. Oh, no, you're most welcome. All right. Ngibandong Moyman. Is that how you say your name? Yo angazi. What a Thokoza Kehla. Oh, Thokozan. I'm off, and I'll see you guys soon. Ne? Tomorrow we introduce the season of Anpu. If you want, go and Google Anpu and find out a little bit. But otherwise, Umkhulun Singiza will be giving a lecture on Anpu. Mkapikazi. Tomorrow, join us at 8:00. I'll post the YouTube live link here so you guys can join in. Yeah, but I will share the PDFs. Please remind me, because guys, I've got a memory of a sieve. I know Uti, I need reminding, so please. I live around a lot of negativity with no options to relocate elsewhere. Que dirais-je? Ow! We talked about that before. And I even talked about it earlier on. It's easy. This is where going inward becomes important. This is where meditation. Guys, do you remember the movie Tina Turner? If you remember the movie Tina Turner, tell me. How did in real life, but the movie where Angela Bassett was the actress, how did she manage to survive in the situation she was in until she could get out? Meditation. You can exist in hell and be just fine if you go inward and you draw from your inner strength and you strengthen yourself from the inside out and you shut out the noise of whatever toxicity is going on and you change your perspective on whatever situation you're finding yourself. The changing perspective is key, guys. So that you are not saying, oh my God, I feel like a prisoner. Oh my God, this is so hard. Oh my God, these people are so mean. Oh my God, I hate this job. Switch it. Switch your perspective on any situation you find yourself in. If you cannot change that situation, you can change you. That's the only thing. Sometimes that's all you can control is yourself, right? Stay in your power, because the minute you allow external things and circumstances and people to dictate how you feel inside, you're not free. You're a prisoner of other people and their opinions and their meanness and their negativity. You can free yourself. Your goddess, your God. It's all in you. That's why you find people in prison, in jail. People are sitting in jail and they are freer than many of you walking out there in the streets. Why? Because deep inner work, those prison walls are nothing. Some of the freest people are sitting in jail cells today. Trust. So think about it that way. Is it easy? No. Why is it not easy? Because many of us have the habit and have grown and developed this habit of negative thinking and self-pity. It's not yourself, and you don't have to feel ashamed about it. Many of us have been there. But the minute you start doing that, you are giving away your power to someone else to control you. Nobody can control what goes on with you internally. No one. Isn't that beautiful? So it's a switch on perspective. Whatever circumstance you find yourself in, you can literally shift your perspective and be such a free being. And those people around you will see that change. Let me tell you, there's no way you cannot see that growth. And that's another thing I wanted to say. Are you growing? And how are you growing? Do you see you're growing? Are people telling you that, you're different? Because most times, you're growing based on how other people are reacting or responding to you. And sometimes those people who are being mean, those people who are being horrible to you, sometimes those very people will stop the minute you stop giving them your power. Why are people mean? Because they know it hurts. They know it hurts you. But what if they can't touch you anymore? They stop because it's futile. They'll try a few times and then they'll realize, hey, bo, this person is now like a stone. They'll try to trigger those buttons that they know they can press and drive you crazy. They'll press those buttons and they'll find, Uti, miss me with that. You're no longer there. You've grown. So maybe next time, let's have a check-in and see, for those people who are easily triggered, for those people who know what they're around people who are negative. Let's have a check-in next time. I'll check in with you guys and see how you're doing. Oh, my accessories. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I love accessories, guys. What can I say? I'm a girly girl. Yeah, what else? Tokoza Gogo, are you available for a vodcast interview? What is that? Please tell me what a vodcast. Don't use big language. Yinile. Message me, please, and I'll respond to you. Tell me what a vodcast interview is. If it's an opportunity to teach and share, I'm all for it. If I may, when the negativity starts, I start with gratitude, but looking at the things that are a blessing. Yebo, that is always the thing. Shift to gratitude. Sibonga impilo. Sibonga umkhathi. We are thankful for nature. We are thankful for food. We are thankful for the fact that you woke up. Those are things you can switch to very, very quickly. It's a very, very good trick. I do that a lot. The minute I start to feel, I switch. I don't even allow myself to go down negativity. And I switch. Gratitude. What are the things I'm grateful for? What are the things that bless me? What are the things? Because they are like once you start counting your blessings, guys, there's just so many. There's just so many you would not believe. Somebody wrote, how much I needed this push to take control of my emotions and fight hard to eliminate negativity. Hi boy, the enemy is at war. Yes, it's Mpini. And the enemy is at war, so are we. Because we were going to win this war. That's why I was saying to you guys earlier on, when we're looking, especially at the toxicity between the masculine and the feminine, we cannot engage in that. We have to work on ourselves. So try by all, we shoot having a conversation. Yeah, but I'm in America. Stando Sam, how are we going to shoot when I'm over here? Let me know. Whatever it is, I'm game. If it can be done, let's do it. Okay, I think we've exhausted a podcast on YouTube. Yo, manje ifuna in person, no? Brenda, I'm so happy this helped. I really am so super happy this helped. Let me know how you get on. I'm going to do a check-in next time with all of us. Stay in your power. Hey, your goddess. Yabo, sinomsebenzi omkhulu. We've got a lot of work to do. We really do not need to be engaged in petty nonsense. Literally. We do not. I switch to listening to music. That's how I shift myself. Perfect. Yeah, play some uplifting music or whatever music gets you into the right frame of mind. Do that. Because remember, manifestation is about staying high vibe consistently. Yes, we do dip because we're human, but pick yourself up quickly so that you stay in that zone. You stay in that high vibrational state. I spend too much time vibrating low. Yes, Morsha, because now your manifestation picture starts getting distorted and. Doesn't say. Amaphupho zimpande. Oh, somebody's watching. Mkhulu ninjani. Mkhulu, thank you for joining us. All right, I think we're done for now. And like I said, I will be teaching a lot in the next, while I'm here in the States. It's easier for me actually to teach when I'm here because I have more time. I don't have to deal with load. I don't have load shedding issues. I don't have Wi-Fi issues. So yeah. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Ne? Please do take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Find a Ndlovukazi's sister to partner with. Keep yourselves accountable. And don't get somebody who tells you everything that you want to hear. That's not going to help you. Tell somebody who's able to challenge you, but somebody you feel safe to challenge you, so that you don't get all defensive because you think you're being attacked. Ne? And I love and leave you guys until next time. Ne? Thokozeni.